What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? T to the M to the IDD. Now, this is going to be a straight shot video because I have got asked several times over and over again, how do I travel with my gear? And I want to show you all a typical travel day for me. Now, right now, I'm currently in Dallas, Texas, and I came here for some photography events, but also to create content. And so first, let me start off by saying there's different levels of content creation for me. And so that's going to determine on how I travel. So for the purposes of this video, this is going to be a situation if I'm strictly going to get content. So I know I'm going to need some of the more sturdier gear. And so the best solution that I found thus far for me is this right here. I'm gonna have the links in the description, but this bag right here is essentially a golf bag. And the thing that I like about it is it holds absolutely everything. Now, it's a bit cumbersome when you're traveling. Say I take like a shuttle from the airport parking lot. I take a shuttle to the airport. So you do have to tote it around. But once it's at the airport, I feel relieved, okay? But the other thing that kind of gives me a sense of relief as well is that I know that everything that I need is in this bag. And so what I mean by that, whenever I travel, one of the biggest problems that we have as photographers, content creators, is light stands. And I was able to rig up a travel light stand in one of my other videos. A lot of you all asked me about that as well. So I'll probably make a video on that particular setup. But for the real sturdy light stands, the only way to go that I've found so far, and I've been doing this for 5 years, is this golf bag. So I have several different packages that I kind of compartmentalize and put in this golf bag. So here it's kind of a range from like 1 to 10 on how much I care about the stuff. So if I don't care about it that much, it can go in this golf bag that's going to go under the plane. So here I have a gimbal, which on a scale of 1 to 10, I care about maybe about a 4 or 5. So if it's like 5 and below, it can go in a golf bag. And so this is a gimbal, but also it has this Pelican case. So I don't have a problem putting this in the golf bag. And this will kind of be my base right here. The next thing that I don't have a problem with is, of course, my light stand. And so typically, if I'm like seriously content creating, what I'll do is I'll have 2 of these. And I put these pretty much in the bag next because it kind of acts as a structure. Because typically, you know, golf poles or what actually extend through the whole bag, like a 9-iron, etc. It fills up this whole length. But with the gear, it probably won't do that. So what I'll do is I'll take my light stands, use those as the main structure. That way, when I'm carrying a bag through the airport, it's not like a dip in the bag where it's kind of dragging. So I'll put these as the support. And what I'll do is any space, say from right here, that's not filled up, I'll just extend it. That way it fully extends inside the bag. So I'm going to extend that and then I'm going to lock it. Okay. So now I pretty much have a solid structure in my bag, and I'll typically have 2 of those right there. I do have another tripod that I could use as my second light. So for this trip, I really only needed 1. And then I'll also put my tripod in here as well. The next thing that I'll pretty much put is my softbox. And you can see how easy this is to just put everything in here. All right, from right there, I have a few other things, right? So this is probably a nice tool for everyone to have, and this is a tube light. Now, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do I care about it? Honestly, not that much. So me personally, I just put it in here. And I do understand other people might have other priorities, but for me, that's just kind of how it is. And also, if it can take a bump, then I won't be worried about it. But I'll also center that tube light around things that provide a little bit of cushion. So then I got my S2 bracket. And I typically like using S2s because I can use it with my 80-300 or if I have a 200. Whereas the regular S bracket, you can only use it with the 80-200. So I can put that in there. And then what I like to do is pretty much I have a separate bag for all of my cords and cables and things. Now, important cords and cables, they're gonna go in my main backpack right here. So right here, if you don't have one of these when you travel, you need one of these because an electrical outlet hates to see me coming. I be plugged up everywhere. Got 5 cameras charging, flashes charging, all of that. But this is pretty much all of my cables, and I pretty much pack those all in one spot so that I know where everything is. And then I'll kind of put that in here. I have like some toiletry type situations that I'll put inside of this bag. Also, I have my clothes that I put in another kind of duffel bag that I'll kind of just sit right here as well. And that will pretty much contain all of my travel gear. Now, one thing that I do is that whenever I shoot content, I like to back up my content. So I got the content on my SDs or CF Express cards, and then I back that up on an SSD, and then I back that up on a hard drive. So why do I do that? Is because one, I take the SSD and I'll put it in this bag, and then I'll take a hard drive and the memory cards and I'll put it in my good old camera bag. And that way, I got redundancy and resiliency because I got it backed up in 2 places and it's traveling in 2 different places. Because, if I got both of them on me, it's not really resilient at that point because something happens, something's gonna happen to both of them. So then the next thing that I pretty much have is my camera bag. So this bag, pretty much good to go. I got my clothes right here that I'll put in here, but after that, that's pretty much good to go. Now, the things that I absolutely care about, which is going to be like the flashes, and I'm rocking the 8200 right now. My 8300 is still in service. I gotta get the bulb for it, but things like my off-camera flash, of course, we're gonna have the cameras, of course, and then like I said, I got storage, and then I have my laptop and some of my other storage drives, memory cards, lenses, things like that. Without a doubt, that's not going under the plane, right? So I'm going to put all of that stuff inside of my camera bag. And so what I end up with is my computer, flashes, some storage, lenses in the camera bag, and things that can take a bump is in this bag. Now, this is pretty travel friendly, but I guarantee you it will allow you to have everything that you need. And most importantly for us is the light stands that you absolutely need, because if you don't have a good light stand, you are kind of SOL. There's been a lot of solutions that people try to provide, but they simply just don't work as well. So what I typically do is I'll have my light stand whenever I travel somewhere. I'll have my light stand, and then I have this bracket. So on this bracket, what I do is I'll turn it in the up position and then tighten it to lock it. So now I kind of have a hook right here. So once I have this hook, I'll take my bag. Once I have my gear that I'm using for the photo shoot, I'll zip it up, and then I'll hook my bag on this S2 bracket to act as a weight on the light stand. And when I'm shooting, it pretty much holds it in place because I got a pretty nice amount of gear in there, and that kind of avoids me from having to travel with sandbags that I got to try to find sand to empty or whatnot, because I'm not traveling with sandbags. Because, you know, if I got a 50-pound minimum, a 50-pound limit, I want to add 10 pounds of sandbags because I want to add 2 cameras for that, you know? So that's pretty much how I travel with my gear. I hope this was helpful. I hope it helped somebody. And if you have any useful tips for us as a community, feel free to drop it in the comments below. T to the M to the IDD. Peace.